power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power.
Well, good morning and welcome. Such is the nature of life that all it asks and all it wants is the opportunity to appear. You are that opportunity, and so am I, and so it is. Welcome, everyone, to CSL Midtown, coming to you this morning from Atlanta, Georgia. And, we have all been through recently in this part of the world a pretty horrific storm that came through, and just acknowledging that and knowing that even in these situations that we can see the good that there is to see, and see the people who are reaching out to help and support those who need that. We are so glad that you have joined us today, and we welcome all people, no matter who you are and where you are in your life. We welcome all who are listening online, either live now or on a recording. Our center does reflect the beautiful, diverse tapestry of life that is everywhere present. So we welcome you, whoever you are, and whatever path brought you here today. And we know that you are an individual expression of the divine life in which we all live. You are welcome to participate here today and to become part of our community. We hope that those of you who are watching our broadcast on social media, such things like Facebook or YouTube, that you would like and share this with your friends. So join us. This is the last Sunday in September, so we're going to be wrapping up our talk about peace. For a better understanding of who we are and what we teach, we're going to listen now to the Declaration of Principles. And I think some of this is actually the voice of Ernest Holmes, as assisted by some technology. So here comes our Declaration of Principle.
A few of the Declaration of Principles we live by.
I believe in one God, one absolute power, and first cause to all things.
I believe that this power is perfect love, and it creates out of a desire to express love.
I believe all thought is creative, and how I choose to think creates my personal experience.
I believe in the unity of all life, and the immortality of the individual soul forever unfolding.
I believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of God to all.
And so it is.
So grateful. Hey. All right. Technology. Wow. Anyway, I just wanted to say my name is Judy Ailey, and I'm the moderator for today's service. And today we actually have a guest practitioner joining us. Tony Jenkins is a practitioner at the Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta, and he is here to share a few words of wisdom and to lead us in this spiritual mind treatment. Tony his specialty is working with people who have severe trauma, and he helps people to figure out how to lead their best life. He's been a practitioner since 2018 and serves as the vice president of the board of SLCA. So this morning, join me in welcoming Tony Jenkins, practitioner. We're so glad you're here today.
Thank you. Thank you. It is my pleasure to be here with you this morning. And so throughout the month of September, all Center for Spiritual Living are talking about peace. And so I will be doing the affirmative prayer in just a moment, but let's talk about how can we create more peace in our lives and make it a centerpiece for us. So one of the ways that I try to stay with peace is that I have a question I use whenever I'm presented with a conflict or a situation that is new and I don't know what to do. And that question I pose is, do I want to be right or do I want to have peace in this moment? Now, many of you may think, oh, well, I want both. I want to be right and I want peace. Well, that's a great place to be, but sometimes we can't necessarily get that. And so we have to make a choice. Which one do we want to be truly? And this question helps me to remember that if I'm going to choose peace in this moment, then that means I have certain behaviors that I have to do in order to make that work. That looks like I can't be unkind to someone. I can't use words that may hurt their feelings, bring about resentment or defensiveness. It means that I have to act in a way that shows compassion or love to the other person. What it boils down to is I have to make a choice. And that's what's the key piece to this is peace is a choice that we have to make every moment of every day. We don't just decide that we're going to be peaceful people and then that's it. And so this question has been the guiding force that has allowed me to get through many difficult situations and allowed me to just remind me that what am I doing in this moment that is living up to that way of being? Hopefully you can take this same question and use it in your daily practice as well. And this will guide you whenever you are faced with difficult situations. All right. And so what I'd like for us to do at this moment is let's go ahead and just relax, take a few cleansing breaths, and we're going to move into a spiritual mind treatment. I'm going to do this spiritual mind treatment in the first person, but know that this is a treatment that is for anyone who is listening. Take whatever you choose from this as your own, and anything that doesn't resonate with you, drop it to the side. And what I know is that there is only one power, one source, one absolute cause throughout the universe. That source for me, I call God, divine intelligence. I call it joy. I call it compassion. Some call him Buddha. Some call it Krishna. There are many names that we use for this divine intelligence, but the name isn't important. What is important is that we connect to this power and recognize its truth. How I do that is to call forth that right here, right now, and know that every fiber of my being, every cell in my organism is connected to the one source, the one power. There is no place within me that source is not. Isn't that wonderful to be able to know I can connect with power, with source, with intelligence, with just the simple grace of taking a breath? And so I do that now. Recognizing that truth, it reminds me that I can choose peace each and every moment, because as I can focus on my breathing, I can also focus on being compassionate, being loving, being kind, and being that which others feel safe, secure, and held in their arms. What I know is as I engage in this, as I show up as a loving person, then I am always acting in a peaceful manner. That is how I choose to participate each and every day. And it's this choice that I continue to make each and every day, knowing that it is my divine right to do so. I'm so grateful for being able to understand this principle and make use of it every day. I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to share this knowledge with others, whether it is someone at a center or just someone on the street. I'm grateful to be a part of a community that helps remind me when I forget this sometimes. And I'm also so grateful to have the opportunity to touch base with the divine presence within me at any moment and at any time. That brings such comfort for me. As I fall into that presence, as I relax into that moment, I know that the law has received this. It has taken everything I have said and says yes to it, because that's what it does. It doesn't argue, it just receives and produces. And so I release this into the law, knowing it is perfect, well, and done. And if you're in agreement with this treatment, please say with me together. And so it is. Peace and blessings.
We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones who will make a difference. We are the ones who will change the world. We are the ones. We are the ones. We are. I've been feeling like I can't make a difference. I've been feeling like there ain't no use. Feeling tired and a little unconscious. Coming up with every kind of excuse till I realized it's not all up to me. When we join together, we shape our destiny to see a world where we are living as one. It can be, it shall be, it will be done. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones who will make a difference. We are the ones who will change the world. We are the ones. We are. Yes, we are the ones. We are. No one else gonna make the changes. No savior gonna drop from the sky. Nothing left to do but wake up, 'cause it's really up to you and I to take it one step at a time. Stand together with your hand in mine. Then we will see the world that we've been dreaming about. We need it now, the time is now, there is no doubt. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones who will make a difference. We are the ones who will change the world. I know we are the ones. We are. We are the ones. We are. And I am the one that I've been waiting for. I know I am the one who will make that difference. I am the one who will change the world. Yes, I am the one. I am. I know I am the one. I am.
All right. We are the ones. I am the one. Love that song. Thank you, Tony Jenkins, for joining us today in beautiful words and a wonderful treatment. All right. Today, we welcome back to CSL Midtown Reverend Mignonne Pollard. Reverend Pollard is a Center of Spiritual Living licensed minister of religious science and has been a practitioner for 10 years. She graduated from the Emerson Theological Institute in 2020 and completed additional classes at the Home School of Spiritual Leadership in 2021. She is a staff minister at the Center for Spiritual Awareness in West Sacramento, California. She teaches CSL classes and workshops, and we are just so excited to have her back. And so we welcome Reverend Pollard this morning to finish up our month on teachings of peace. Welcome, Reverend Pollard.
Thank you. Thank you. It is so good to be with you this morning. And hopefully everyone is taking comfort and is safe and sound. Well, this morning I get an opportunity to wrap up this series on peace. The peace that has been explored has been inner peace, it's been peace with others, peace in the community, and world peace. And today what we're going to do is we're going to put it all together and we ask ourselves this question: what is mine to do? What is mine to do to have a grand rising and to reveal peace on earth right now? You know, it's like Karen Drucker's song, "We are the ones that we've been waiting for," and not anyone else. Ernest Holmes reminds us that when we consciously choose peace, peace will manifest in our personal lives and in our world. Now, one of our Science of Mind principles in our Declaration of Principles, it says that we believe that the ultimate goal of life to be complete freedom from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be obtained by all. Now, sometimes people look at this principle and think, oh, it's about freedom. But I'm calling on this principle today as the ultimate freedom from all discord as a space of peace. And as we know, Science of Mind takes its teachings, its learnings from all of the different major world religions. We take that kernel of truth and we infuse it into our daily lives and our understanding of how the world works. And each and every major religion has a space for peace. I just want to share a little bit about several of the major religions. So Christianity says that its major focus is peace on earth. It's the central message of Christianity. And it was delivered by the shepherd. It was delivered to the shepherds by the angels when Jesus was born. And the Christian church views peace as the legacy of Jesus and as the result of divine love and order. The result of divine love and order. But Hinduism is not necessarily peace, but is very closely related. It's nonviolence, or anishma. It's a key teaching in Hinduism, and it's mentioned in many scriptures. Himshma is like hitting and violence, and Ahimsa is like non-violence. So it's to protect everything and everyone against any sort of aspect of violence or any type of thing that would be a violent action. Plants, animals, people, everything. It's the whole life should be approached in a way that it is not violent to anyone or anything. And Judaism, the Hebrew word is shalom, which is well-being or prosperity. In Judaism, peace is associated with prosperity for all, fertility of crops, harmony, and well-being. And Buddhism helps us in understanding that meditation can help people go from self-centeredness and live peacefully, to generosity and live with others. And finally, Islam. Islam also states that some people say if Christianity is love thy neighbor, then Islam's teaching is to seek peace, and peace everywhere. Is not just to love thy neighbor, but to offer that peace everywhere. Peace is a central tenet of the Islamic religion. So peace is there. It's that thread. It's a thread, just like love, one peace, throughout all the major world religions. But just to remind you, really, if you want to have peace, then peace within yourself, within your consciousness. When you get that peace within your consciousness, it's that peace that radiates outwards. I mean, have you ever been around someone and you can sense that space of calm, that place of stillness? I think subconsciously it must have come to me because I'm wearing sort of this orange, and when I think of peace, and when I think of that stillness, and when I think of that sort of deep reservoir of someone walking into the room and changing the whole atmosphere of the room with one of peace, calm, and stillness, I think of the many Buddhist nuns and that I have met, or the many Buddhist practitioners and priests that I have met, and those who study deep meditation. You can feel that sense of peace inward radiating out. So peace in the world and world peace it's a grand idea. It's a huge vision. But it's one that we can cultivate that peace in ourselves and in our immediate surroundings. Peace in relationships and in the way we move in the world is a practice. Peace is not just a principle, but peace can also be a practicing peace, walking in the world in peace. So like when the flood waters are rising, when we're stuck in traffic, or when someone does something wrong or annoying to you when you're on your job, or in your volunteer duty, instead of your first word being a judgment or a harsh thought or word, perhaps it's a breath. And this is practicing peace, practicing compassion within ourselves and for others. Now, I can't say that I do this automatically if I'm in any of those situations, but it is a practice. And as we come in closer into that feeling, that connection with God, with breath, with the universe, with our oneness, we can move from that space of annoyance to a space of peace and begin to move into that field. I know that we can make a difference and that peace can happen. And peace is a vision. Peace is a vision that each and every one of us can hold. And it's hard to believe that when sometimes you open up the Sunday paper. In the past, I would get a big, thick New York Times and go to have a brunch. And this was before I was going to CSL or any church regularly. Sort of my church was sort of going out, getting brunch, getting the New York Times, opening up, looking at it. And wow, the first thing you see when you open the pages is war and conflict and discord. But there is indeed, we can indeed hold a vision for absolute peace. And the way we can hold that vision for peace is multiple ways. But I love this. This isn't something that's absolutely new. This is something that has been going on for a while. There's been conflict, there's been war, and there's been other types of things out there in the world. So this idea of world peace, this idea of becoming a peacemaker, this idea of walking in peace, I love it. There was a conversation between William Hornaday, who was one of the first deans of the school for Ernest Holmes, when he started his school to teach practitioners and ministers. And William Hornaday was one of those people that were working there. And there was a conversation recorded between William Hornaday and Ernest Holmes. And they were really turning over this idea of, how can we think about this big grand thing of world peace? And Hornaday says to Holmes, he says, how can you and I be at peace as long as other people on earth are obliged to live in horror? A child is murdered, dictators impose slavery on societies. How can we know comfort when other people's lives are tragic? And Ernest Holmes said to him, he says, there's evidence that humanity is evolving. And I look to the day when we overcome our experiences and raise triumph over our present limitations. There are mysteries, but we know there's also the law. And in order to abide here, we must have very positive acceptance of the ultimate goodness of life, towards which goodness is where I believe we are traveling. We all have a choice in this life, but the universal intelligence must be the essence of goodness and beauty and truth. So even though we think that there's this idea of the world moving in spaces that can't be ones that are calm or peaceful, that there is peace, and we must hold that vision of peace. Now, in Science of Mind, what I really like is that I like the fact that there are in mental equivalents that we can hold as we think about not only our peace in our personal surroundings, but really peace out there in the world. There are people who have that consciousness, just like when they walk in the room and the room comes to peace and stillness. There are people that can have that consciousness that help all of us rise up and to have that consciousness of world peace. So I want to just talk a little bit about one love and one peace. I have never really thought of Bob Marley as a peace ambassador, but I was on a long trip back. I was on a plane ride back from a long trip, and I saw this movie, One Love. And yeah, I think I know a few things about a few things, but I didn't know hardly anything about what was going on in Jamaica in 1978. In Jamaica in 1978, there was killings, there was fracture. The country was going through brutal bloodshed. Two political parties were at one another. And Bob Marley, having world-renowned success with a message of love, and one peace, spreading the Rastafari religion, which, if you have a chance, look into it. The basic principles are amazing and in alignment, actually. But Bob Marley said that he wanted to bring the country together. So he came back from a European trip, and he held many peace concerts, I understand, during this time. But the most famous peace concert was in Kingston, Jamaica in 1978. And Michael Manley and Edward Siega, two political rivals, at that concert were photographed holding hands. And he was singing one love, one peace. Let's get together and be all right. And it was this consciousness of peace, it's this consciousness of love that was overriding. People told Bob Marley, don't do this concert. Don't even think about it. People will kill each other. They'll come together and they'll kill each other there, but they didn't. Love overcame fear. Love overcame hate. Love overcame it all. And there was one love and one peace. I don't know if you know this or not, but I just want to share that Bob Marley got a medal from the United Nations in 1978 as a peace, for promoting peace and justice. And actually, that was the entire one of the entire messages of his life, of his whole 36 years of life. And so on one end, you've got Bob Marley bringing a country together, bringing peace, bringing folks together in peace, bringing this consciousness of peace out in the world. And as we sing his songs and as we think about, one love, as we think about coming together as one, we raise that consciousness of peace in the world. On the other end of the spectrum, we have a former president, and that's President Jimmy Carter, who will be 100 years old on October 1st. And he is known mostly for his ability to raise that consciousness of peace. He did so much as a president, again, bringing fractions of the world together that people thought could not sit down together, but bringing them together, holding that vision of what could possibly happen in the world, that we could actually work together, that we are actually one, and that we can move together into this space of love and peace for everyone. Well, Jimmy Carter, one quote from Jimmy Carter in his Thinking About Peace is that God gives us the capacity for choice, that we can choose to alleviate suffering. We can choose to work together for peace. And we can make these changes, and we must. We can choose to make these changes, and we must. It's that consciousness that raises us up, the consciousness of Jimmy Carter, the consciousness of Bob Marley, the consciousness of Mahatma Gandhi, Desmond Tutu, Thich Nhat Hanh, Nelson Mandela, the Dalai Lama. There are so many peaceful activists, people who are working towards peace. So when we think that we are alone, there are so many others that are working for it. People that we know and the people that we don't know. And they're of all different ages and races. And I think so what I'm trying to do is say, if you're thinking about peace, if you're thinking about how can I bring this consciousness of peace into my world, into my immediate world, into my community, into my city, into my state, into my country. There's so many examples of people whose names we know and people whose names we don't know. They're from every ethnicity and race. They're from Europe, Africa, South America, Australia. They are women, they are men, they're straight, they're LGBTQ, they are pacifists, peace activists, and anti-war activists. There are people like Jody Williams, who's an American, who's an anti-landmine advocate and a Nobel Peace Laureate. And it's throughout all time. There's a Frenchman named Émile Armand, who died in 1921, who actually coined the frame pacifism. And there's Takahashi Akiba, a Japanese pacifist and nuclear disarmament advocate, who is the former mayor of Hiroshima. Dr. Martin Luther King says the difference between what we do and what we're capable of doing would suffice to solve most of the world's problems. that we have the ability and the capacity to bring about peace, harmony, joy on this earth, right here and right now. And we can do that in so many different ways. When I think about peace and what we do and what we do well here at the Centers for Spiritual Living, is I think about meditation and prayer. And mostly I think about this meditation and prayer for world peace. Because when it's been proven, studies have proven that when we pray and when we come together, that this united consciousness actually can raise the field of awareness and actually impact. So there was a study done around Washington, D.C., and there were folks that prayed together, multiple groups that prayed together over a certain period of time. They measured the violence, the incidence of violence before those prayers, and the incidence of violence after that field of prayer was put over that particular metropolitan city. And during those times of prayer and meditation and focused attention by a group of people, they've studied and found that the violence did indeed go down, that the rates of violence went down. So I remember a quote that Ernest Holmes says, if we could just get like 1/10 of the people just focused on peace, focused on joy, focused on love at the same time, that we can raise the vibration of this earth and move us into, as Eckhart Tolle would say, like a new earth. So what we do here at CSL is that we have the World Meditation, the World Meditation for Peace. And it happens on December 31st at 12 noon Greenwich time, which is about 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and about 4 a.m. in the West where I am. But every year we join this World Meditation for Peace at this particular time, knowing that there are others who are out there who are meditating on world peace, on love, on joy, and that we are trying to raise that vibration of the earth by joining together and just meditating and praying for everyone, for all people. CSL also has a Global Heart Peace Ministry meditation. It happens every Monday, Facebook at 1 o'clock, where you can tune in and you can raise that consciousness of peace and harmony with other people. You know, there's probably peacemakers, there's movers and shakers in your community. It might even be you. But it takes courage to stand for peace, to be a peacekeeper. And you may find what is yours to do. It might be in the schools. It might be in your spiritual center. It might be in your community. It might be in your home. You will know if you sit in that quiet meditation and ask Spirit to guide you. What is mine to do in this space of bringing peace out into the world? You know, Jesus said, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God." You will be recognized as the part of God that you are, working on behalf of Spirit. And if you want peace, Thich Nhat Hanh says, if we want peace, we need to be peace. Peace is a practice. Peace is a practice, not a hope. So what I want to sort of just end with is that at times we have to let go of different ideas and beliefs that we've held on from the past. in order to move forward, in order to have peace in our lives, in order to raise the vibrations. We can't hold on to the limiting belief that this is not something that's possible. We create this world, we co-create this world that we live in with one another and with the divine creator. And we can create that utopic space where everyone lives in peace and in love and in harmony. Don't be fooled by appearances. Hold tight to the vision of peace. Hold tight to the feeling of peace. Move that peace within yourself and let it radiate out. As we begin with that space right here and right now, and as it radiates outward, this is the beginning, the steps of bringing that vision into a reality, that vision of bringing peace into pieces. So as we raise our own consciousness, as we learn, it's not something we're taught in schools really about the pacifist, about the people who work for peace. You know, we don't know the name of the young boy who in the 1980s, famous shot of the tanks rolling into Tiananmen Square and one young man just standing there in front of the tank. No weapons, nothing, just saying, peace. What is this? So the question we asked ourselves is, what do I need to do to have more peace in my own life? What do I have to do to have more peace in my immediate surroundings? What do I have to do to have and cultivate peace in my community, in my city, in my neighborhood? Is it a new spiritual practice? Sure. Can we treat peace as a spiritual practice? Can we practice peace and compassion with every step and every breath? Can we release or let go of some situation or circumstance that no longer serves our higher good? Can we release a limiting belief? Can we know deeply that peace is possible, that peace for everyone is possible? So, if you're on a bumpy road with this journey around peace, peacefulness, then there are practitioners. Practitioners can help you see the peace in the world, can help you see the peace in your life, can help you get to that peace through prayer, through holding that vision with you and for you. So my big thing is just ask, what is mine to do? Ask, sit back, and listen. And know without a doubt that there are many examples in many areas where you can make a difference. The first difference is in your own consciousness, and then let that consciousness radiate outward. And this peace will come into absolute world and the earth right now. So I just want to end with a quote from Ernest Holmes, his essay that world peace is not an illusion. He says, we must practice the presence of peace consciously, definitely, and deliberately. If we can do it individually and in the family and to a certain degree in our offices and businesses, which we can, then why can't we do it for the whole world? We can. Ernest Holmes says, we can. So let that be our inspiration, and let that be our powerful intention today and every day. Let's take this message into prayer. I know that there is one and only one. There's one energy that is out there that is of peace and love and continual evolvement into higher and higher vibrations. And I radiate that vibration of peace and love and joy. And each person here radiates that vibration of peace and love and joy. And I speak my word that as we come together and as we work individually and as we raise our consciousness to this consciousness of walking daily in peace and love, that the world's vibration is raised and that peace and love becomes the norm. It is the norm upon which each and every person walks on this earth. And I am so grateful and thankful. I am so grateful and thankful for all those peacemakers, all those people who have raised our consciousness around pacifism, around nonviolence, around walking in peace and love and harmony. I'm so grateful and thankful for all of the teachers before, so grateful and thankful for all of the wise words, so grateful and thankful for all of the prayers, so grateful and thankful for this planet continually evolving into this peace and love sphere spinning through the world, spinning through space. I'm so grateful and thankful for it. And I release this word into the law. And together we say, and so it is. So it is.
So it is. Thank you so much, Reverend Mignonne. There's a lot to think about in that talk she gave us this morning. And now it's time, and we're appreciative of all the speakers that we have, but especially each Sunday that we get to hear these inspired talks, thought-provoking talks that Centers for Spiritual Living Midtown bring you each and every week. And I'd like to consider asking you to elevate your contribution so we can keep doing this each and every Sunday, where you can donate at cslmidtown.org/donate, or you can click on the QR code when it comes up in the window and our affirmation of prosperity. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. I know we have a few announcements. I'd like to thank our practitioner this morning, Tony Jenkins. Thank you so much. Reverend Mignonne, what an awesome talk. Next week, we're going to be online. It's the first week of October, but we're going to be online. New theme for that month is the power. So we've got that. And the following week, the second week, we will be live in person. So if you're coming in person, it's the second weekend in October to come and visit us there. And right now, we've got our discussion group on Zoom. So if you want to join us over there, visit the website, cslmidtown.org, and scroll down. It'll take you to the Zoom link. There's a little code. Grab that code and join us in the Zoom room if you're not already there. So now I'd like to do our affirmation of life. I leave this place now knowing something better than I knew before. I go forth into the world with a heart full of love and a mind full of good sense. I look at the world in a greater way, knowing that I have within me everything I need to create the life I desire. I give thanks for this understanding, and I am grateful for the spirit of life that lives through me. And so it is. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you.
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all that I have. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I just count my